Welcome, traveller. Sit close. These are the old beard tales. Tonight's story is a quiet one. It's about a place that was never broken, only forgotten, and a small rabbit who noticed. There are no loud adventures here, no rushing footsteps or clashing storms, only listening, remembering, and the gentle work of putting something back where it belongs. So settle in, let your thoughts slow down, and follow the soft paths of this tale. This is the castle that forgot its name. Upon a hill where silence grew, a castle stood no one quite knew. Its towers watched the passing days, unnamed, unseen, in quiet haze. The castle had not fallen or crumbled. Its stones still held fast to one another, and its towers still caught the last light of evening as the sun slipped away. Birds still rested on its ledges, and the wind still traced familiar paths along its walls. Yet something important had gone missing. When a place is no longer spoken of, it does not disappear all at once. First it grows quiet, and then it waits. In fields below where clover lay, a rabbit spent his nights this way. With folded maps both old and torn, he traced the paths that time had worn. The rabbit lived in a small burrow near the hedgerow, where the grass bent easily, and the ground felt kind beneath his feet. Inside his satchel he kept maps that smelled of dust and sunlight, maps with faded lines and careful corners. He liked to unfold them slowly, as though waking something gentle. He did not love maps for where they could take him quickly. He loved them for what they remembered when everyone else had forgotten. One evening, as the daylight thinned, he felt a quiet stir within. A map he knew by heart and seam now showed a gap where none had been. As the rabbit traced the familiar curves of rivers and roads, his paw paused. There was the hill. There was the shape of stone rising above it. But where the name should have been, there was only empty space. The rabbit sat very still. Some absences, he knew, were louder than sound. He packed his maps and climbed the way, not fast, not slow, nor led by day. Each step he took was softly placed, as though the hill preferred that pace. The path curled gently upward, and the rabbit followed it with care. Grass brushed against his legs, and small stones shifted beneath his feet. He stopped often, not from tiredness but to listen. Some journeys do not want to be hurried. They open themselves only to those who move with patience. The castle door stood firm and still, its silence heavy on the hill. No creak, no groan, no welcome sound, just waiting stone and echoing ground. The rabbit placed his paw against the door and felt the coolness of the stone sink into his fur. The air behind it felt thick with time, as though it had been holding its breath for many years. No sound came from within, yet the silence felt full, not empty. He sat down and waited. Doors, he believed, did not open for knocking. They opened for understanding. Along the halls the rabbit strayed, where steps once danced, and voices played. The walls spoke not in words or tone, but hints pressed deep in ancient stone. Inside, the castle rooms were wide and quiet. The rabbit noticed worn steps, smooth corners, and faint markings near the windows. He traced them gently, as if reading a language made of touch instead of sound. Each mark felt like a memory, not whole on its own, but important all the same. Some things, he realized, are not lost. They are scattered. So down he went and round once more, to paths ignored, to quiet lore. He asked the trees, the stream, the sky, and learned that names are slow to lie. The rabbit left the castle and followed the longer paths around the hill. He listened to the river as it murmured against its banks, and to the trees as they whispered in the evening breeze. Each offered a sound, a feeling, a peace. He gathered these fragments carefully, like pieces of a map that had been folded too many times. Back at the hill as twilight came, he held the pieces of the name, not loud, not proud, not meant to ring, but soft enough for stone to sing. Standing before the castle once more, the rabbit felt the pieces settle into place. He spoke the name gently, as one speaks to a friend who has waited patiently to be remembered. Nothing flashed, nothing shook. The castle simply knew itself again. The windows warmed with gentle light, the doors felt less like walls that fight. The rabbit smiled and marked his chart, a careful name, a steady heart. The rabbit sat on the grass and unfolded his map. With slow care, he wrote the castle's name in small, neat letters, fitting it perfectly into the space where it belonged. He pressed the paper flat and smiled. Some truths he knew did not need to be written boldly to be true. The hill lay calm beneath the moon. The night breathed out a settled tune. The rabbit turned for home once more, while sleep walked softly through the door. The castle stood quietly on the hill, whole again, with its name resting gently in the world. The wind moved easily around it now, as if everything had found its place. And far below, a small rabbit slept soundly, his maps folded beside him, while the night kept watch. Good night.